Legend of Total War here, and today we're doing another Total War Warhammer 3 Immortal Empires campaign review, this time covering Nakari. So Nakari is the only Demon of Slaanesh faction currently available, and he starts off in Northern Ulthuan at the Shrine of Kurnos. You'll pit it up against Krace, and then eventually Kothik, and then the rest of Ulthuan. But you kind of have like a friendly, semi-friendly faction of Dark Elves over here, the Scourge of Cain, simply because enemy of my enemy is my friend, and they're going to be going up against people that you're going up against, so they kind of act as like cannon fodder. Now, Nakari's got a bit of an interesting start, because you have the simple option of just obliterating your opponents, or you have the more complex option of subjugating them, so that you can use the High Elves against the other High Elves if you so want. See, that's part of the pleasure, I suppose, of playing as Slaanesh. You have this option to manipulate the factions, to turn them against one another. Another thing with Nakari's faction that's very interesting is using devotees, which is very easy to get a lot of. It's a very easy resource to accumulate, even just passively, and use these to generate free armies, essentially, with disciple armies, which can be entirely full stacks if you spawn them in a region that has 100% Slaanesh corruption, and they won't decay unless they go into a region that has lower than 100% Slaanesh corruption, and they won't cost any gold, and they don't increase your supply lines, although at one point they did. So this is a way that you can sort of arbitrarily really increase your strength ranking very early on, allowing you to do diplomacy and to threaten other factions with relative ease, because these armies, they don't need to be doing anything. They're not accumulating huge amounts of resources, allowing you to spend more on your other armies so they can get leveled up, or just whatever it is you want to do with them. Sometimes I would just have them sitting in my cities just maintaining public order. It's entirely up to you. So Nakari is definitely a faction that's got a lot of options, and in terms of using their army, this is a good faction to learn how to micro well, because a lot of their units are glass cannons. They go in quickly, they dish out damage quickly, but they also die quickly. So if you're someone that's sitting there thinking that you want to learn how to micro a bit better, I'd actually highly recommend picking up Slaanesh. It's not a difficult campaign, and their army is very fluid, and it's an easy way to learn how to do good micro, because the battles are very fast-paced with Nakari. You know, unless you're going up against dwarves, in which case you can kind of take your time. So yeah, this is a campaign where you have a lot of options available to you. You don't feel hamstrung by the game's mechanics, and you can just have a lot of fun. So I actually highly recommend playing a Slaanesh campaign. See, early on in Immortal Empires, when it first came out, vassals didn't really work very well. They would defect from you at a whim if they didn't like you, which they almost always did, and factions that liked you but hated your vassal would declare war on your vassal and thereby declare war on you. They can't do that anymore, and so any faction that you vassalize and seduce is firmly under your control now. So Nakari's faction's really at their peak performance right now, so now really is the best time to give Nakari a go. Anyway, that's the end of this one here, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think, whether you agree or disagree. Let me know which legendary lord you'd like me to cover next. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.